Hi, I'm Patrick McCarthy, and I'm the Fellowship Director for the Pediatric Hospital Medicine Fellowship at the Medical College of Wisconsin and Children's Wisconsin. I'm here today with two of my colleagues and excellent med-peds hospitalists to tell us a little bit more about themselves and our program and what it's like working both at Freighter, our adult partner hospital, and then also here at Children's Wisconsin. Would you both just take a couple moments just to introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about you, sort of your special interests, and a little bit about your role within our section?
Good. So I'm Sheila Swartz. I'm one of the med-peds hospitalists here. My clinical time is really 50-50 between adult and peds, which is great. That's kind of a unique thing for med-peds people to be able to have 50% peds. So I love that part of it. My clinical interests are mainly focused at this point on point of care ultrasound, which I do a lot of on the adult side, and I'm in the process of bringing into the pediatric world a little bit more. And that takes about 2/3 of my time on the adult side is spent doing procedures and point of care ultrasound kind of stuff. And then in terms of my research interests, I'm very interested in neonatal infections, in particular HSV and urinary tract infections. And so that's where my research has kind of focused.
Wonderful. And I'm Heather Toth. I am the program director for the Internal Medicine Pediatrics Residency Program. I am also a 50-50 med-peds hospitalist, which I love. I've been doing this, for a long time. I'm also one of the associate chiefs for pediatric hospital medicine. And I'm so excited that you guys are looking at Milwaukee to do the Pediatric Hospital Medicine Fellowship. I've loved my time working both at Children's and at Freighter. I'm old enough now where actually there's been some continuity of care. Many of the children we've cared for at Children's Wisconsin over the years are now adults at the Freighter system. And I love working with my med-peds hospitalist colleagues. Just this week, I was in a different outfit with scrubs and shield and N95, and got to say hi to Sheila in the hallway as I was going through rapid response, and she was off to do a procedure. So it's been great. I love it. I could talk forever about it, but we will try to keep this shorter today.
We do have a few questions that I was hoping both of you could answer. So question number one, can you tell us a little bit about what brought you to MCW and to Children's and what you enjoy about your job?
Sure. So I came here to do residency, and I had never been to Milwaukee. I didn't know anything about it. And it was one of the last places I applied to because I just had no idea. And somebody was like, you've got to check this place out. And then I came to the interview and I just absolutely loved it. Heather and her team is just amazing and made me really want to stay here. And it's been a great experience ever since. And I love the people. I love the system. There's just like a great, really diverse set of opportunities here. It's kind of whatever you're interested in, people will find a way to accommodate that. So like, for instance, the procedure stuff that I got interested in, and I was able to work that into my clinical sort of time. And there's a really great dedication to medical education that I think is just really unique and awesome. And I think really just to come back to the people, I mean, I sort of love everybody I work with here. And after residency, I don't think 10 years ago I ever would have told you I'd be in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I would never leave now. I love it here and the people are great. So here I stay.
We were so happy that Sheila matched with us and has stayed in Milwaukee. So for me, it's probably a very similar med-peds story. I was looking for residency, strong medicine, strong pediatric hospitals, and med-peds in Milwaukee was the perfect fit. We're so blessed and so spoiled to have such a strong pediatric hospital and such a strong medicine hospital. So I came to Milwaukee. I did my residency in Milwaukee. I stayed as a fifth-year med-peds chief resident, and then I became their first med-peds hospitalist, which was a little nerve-wracking to be the very first one. But since then, we've had, up to 8 med-peds hospitalists at a time. So it's been a great opportunity. The strength of both departments, their flexibility has just been outstanding. So that's why I've stayed.
And moving on to our next question, question number 2. What about our section do you think is strengths and makes us somewhat unique?
I think our section has a really diverse group of people that's interested in many, many different things, which is cool. I mean, I think we have a lot of people who are interested in medical education and doing some really cool research and kind of endeavors that way. There are definitely people that are more sort of straight research oriented, which is awesome. And I think the thing is people are just so adaptive and flexible and open to whatever ideas you might have, whatever interests you might have. I feel like you're always going to find some support here. And even if people know nothing about what you're interested in, I think that they will be just sort of back you 100% and do their own research and invest their own time into it, which is, I think, really unique and great.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I think there's just been endless opportunities, no matter, for me, I'm mostly in the medical education world. The ability to collaborate with different departments and nationally too with many of our projects has been great. I'm trying to think if there was ever a time that I was told no when I brought forward something project-wise that we wanted to do or advocate for the section. And I think by virtue of being in hospital medicine, I think we're well set up to be clinician educators. We're with our students, we're with our residents, we're with the visiting residents, we're with our fellows now. So I think it's just a great opportunity all around.
Excellent. So for our next question, moving forward, as we're talking about transitioning and starting our fellowship program this year, what about our program do you think is going to be a strength that we have to offer for our applicants?
So from my perspective, a lot of it is sort of what I just said about people, kind of no matter what interest you're bringing to the table, I think you'll find a lot of support for it here. For me in particular, I think we can offer, some things from the medicine side. Certainly, my thing is procedures and point of care ultrasound, which I think is just starting to be a very new thing in the pediatric world. And so I think getting a lot of hands-on experience and time with that is something that we can offer that's maybe a little bit different. And I think the other thing is there's just a lot of really great sort of research mentors here that I've found in older faculty that, regardless of what you're interested in, they will take on and work you through it. And like nothing you say is stupid. They will, work with you kind of no matter what you're bringing to the table, which I can say when I started was not amazing. And, and I just had some really great mentors that have really helped me, develop my thinking and, ability to do research. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think some of the unique things too is, we have a very large ICU. We have a very busy emergency department. We have so many different subspecialists that even amongst them have their own niches within that. And the ability for MedPeds applicants specifically, just our hospital right next door with all the opportunities and that we can offer through that too.
As we are moving forward with our application season, if you were to give maybe one piece of advice for applicants, and then maybe even tailor that a little bit for MedPeds applicants, what piece of advice would you give folks as they're looking at other programs and going through this process?
Keeping your options and your experiences really broad, at least for me, was very important. And that's one of the big reasons that I stayed here. I mean, I think for MedPeds people in particular, this fellowship is obviously, because it's a pediatric fellowship, very peds heavy, but I think going to a place that has a lot of diverse sort of medicine opportunities as well would be something, if I were to be in your shoes, that I would be very really insistent upon. And I think that MCW, kind of like Heather mentioned, is great because there's a really nice balance. It's a very strong adult program. It's a very strong peds program. Within the medicine department, we've got really interesting and strong sort of subdivisions. So like our peri-op group is really phenomenal and just, nationally recognized and amazing. We've got a really strong and really one of the few procedure-based programs where we do just procedures as internal medicine doctors, and that's anything from chest tubes to central lines to bone marrow. So it's really diverse and cool opportunities there. And that's all sort of in conjunction with residents. So not only are you learning how to do the procedures, you're also learning how to teach them. And then I would say, for both hospitals, we get a really great mix of bread and butter, just your, run-of-the-mill bronchiolitis, asthma, heart failure stuff. But then we also get all of the really cool tertiary care stuff. And besides Madison, most of the stuff in Wisconsin, really comes to us, and we get a really, really bad spectrum of all the different subspecialties that you'll get to take care of. So those are the things I think that for me, I would be looking for as a med-peds applicant.
Yeah, and keep an open mind. Fast forward yourself to the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm a little biased, but again, look for a fellowship program that gives you that broad experience that no matter what the future holds, it'll train you well for whatever is next.
So as we wrap up our conversation this morning, let's go around the horn just once and see if there is any final departing thoughts for our prospective applicants.
Okay, I'll take the horn and say that that you should absolutely come here. I've loved my time here. I'm probably never going to leave for all of the reasons I just said, but the people being the most important one. I think we really are kind of like a family here, and which is important when you're looking at places. So.
Absolutely. My final thought is keep an open mind when you virtually see us all. Unfortunately, we can't meet you in person at this moment. But think of, again, where there's going to be strong training no matter what the future holds for you. I love our work environment, the city, the town. The things to do are wonderful. I could go on and on forever about it. But absolutely, Milwaukee is the place for strong clinical training, a wonderful educational opportunity and research opportunities, and we're out here and we're here to help you. Please reach out to any one of us. I'm happy to talk any day about my experience and things that I've loved and the people I love working with. So thank you.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Dr. Swartz, Dr. Toth, for taking time to talk to our applicants today. For our applicants, we will have both Dr. Toth and Dr. Swartz's contact information available at the end of this video. And we will also have the contact information for myself and our program associates so that if you have any questions, you can reach us. Our website will also be at the end of this video, so please feel free to click through to that to find out more information, check out more videos, and find out more information about our application process. Thanks again for checking us out and taking time to spend with us this morning. Enjoy the rest of your day.